So as you already know, Nintendo Switch is no stranger when it comes to having problems. First it was the Joy-Con desyncing issue, and then it was screen scratching when put in and out of the dock, and then we had some switches overheating and peeling off the screen protectors on the Switch. And then we also had an issue where switches were actually bending, whether that be the dock or the Switch itself, they were actually bending. So you can see Nintendo Switch has had a bunch of problems. They're very hit and miss and they're very spotty. It's not a majority of people having these issues, luckily, so there's no recall or anything like that. But it looks like right now we have another problems on our hands. I don't know how long this issue has been on the rise, but we do have another problem. Let me talk about this problem now. This problem is kind of a problem, but it's not one that's going to break your Switch by any means. What the problem is, it's a battery problem. Yes, a battery problem. Now, slow down, guys. If you're thinking it's a Note 7 exploding battery problem, it's definitely nowhere near the Note 7 exploding battery issue. Nope, it's nothing like that. What it is the case that the battery indicator on the Switch malfunctions in about like 60 seconds after you start playing. Literally, it'll go from 100% to 1% on your battery indicator on your Switch's home screen, and that's not good because obviously your battery should not be going down to 1% in 60 seconds, so you know that there is something wrong. Now, some users out there have actually said that after it went from 100 to 1% in about 60 or something seconds, then they can still play for about 40 or 50 minutes. So keep a lookout if you see this problem on your Nintendo Switch. But it looks like people have confirmed their batteries aren't like busted. It's really the indicator on their Switch. But even just having the indicator on your Switch not work right is a big deal, because let's say you're out and about, you don't know how much battery you have. You might be on vacation, you might be out somewhere, and you might not know how much time you have left to play this. Luckily, it's not on your cell phone to where you would need your cell phone in an emergency. It's not like you need your Switch in an emergency because it's only for playing games, but that would be really frustrating. You look up and in about 1 minute you're already down to 1%. But there is a solution, it looks like. Some people said that Nintendo is actually replacing their Switches. I cannot confirm this at the very moment, so I don't know if Nintendo is actually fixing their Switches or trading in their Switches. But I read one article about this. Again, I can't confirm this 100% sure, but some people said they have contacted Nintendo, and Nintendo helped them solve the problem or just gave them a new Switch, because let's face it, the Switch is not even a year old, or it's almost about 4 or 5 months old now, or not even like that. You know, it's not that old is what I'm trying to get at, pretty much. It's not an old device, so I wouldn't see why Nintendo wouldn't want to replace it to please customers. But then again, it is Nintendo, and Nintendo has done a lot of shady things in their span of their company, so I also wouldn't be surprised if you called Nintendo talking about some of these issues you've been having with your Switch and they're not willing to help you. But I hear more positive things from the malfunctions from the Switch than negative things. So it looks like Nintendo is trying to help customers who are getting the Switch. They want to work with them. They want to please their customers. They just don't want to make some bank off the Switch. They're actually trying to help them. So hopefully you do not see this issue. But the one fix, which I'm going to talk about right now, is some people have said on the internet all they had to do was restart their Switch. After restarting their Switch, then the battery indicator started working as properly. So if you see that problem on your Switch, try restarting your Switch. That doesn't guarantee that the indicator is still not gonna malfunction. The indicator, the battery gauge can still malfunction, but that's really frustrating if you're out and about. You don't know how much battery you have left on your Switch. It looks like it's only referring to when you're actually in handheld mode and you're actually playing it in handheld mode. When you're charging or when you're actually in the dock, it looks like the battery gauge is working properly as far as I know. I could be wrong about that, but I looked around and everyone's complaining, or some people are complaining, the fact that it goes from about 100% to 1% in about 60 seconds, which is absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, guys, peace out. I'll see you guys later in my next video. I'm out, guys.